On today's episode of r/IDontWorkHereLady, a pizza craving Karen throws a customer's pizza on the pavement. Then, a Karen demands that the United States Postal Service delivers a package from FedEx. And last but not least, a man holding a baby is mistaken for an employee. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to never miss another video. And the first story is called, "No, I'm not a delivery driver. Get the hell out of my car." So, just got home and finished half of my replacement pizza, and thought I'd share why I have to refer to it as a replacement pizza. So there's a pizza place close to where I live, and sometimes after a long day at work, I'm not in the mood to cook. So I place an order on their app for takeout when I leave work and pick it up on my way home. Normally it goes off without a hitch. Sometimes I even get there right as they cut it and place it in their warming bags. Today, however, things just weren't going my way. As I finally get there, the delivery guy was on his way out. Important later. And when I was on my way back to my car, up comes the blind jerk. Apparently, she thinks I'm a delivery driver, and that they all wear business casual. I'm opening my door and have my pizza on the roof of my car as she stomps up to me and starts yelling. I don't register what she's saying at first. Long day at the end of a long week with little sleep. But apparently she had ordered delivery and the guy hadn't delivered it yet. And her little brats at home were hungry. I managed to get a word in while she takes a breath, and try and explain that I'm not the delivery guy. But Blind Jerk isn't having any of it. Blind Jerk then stops yelling, and grabs my pizza off the roof of my car, thinking it's hers. She takes one look at it, realizes it isn't hers, and throws it on the ground. I'm standing there, still a bit shocked by her behavior, when she opens the passenger side door of my car and gets in, apparently looking for more. I finally snap into action and go around and drag her butt out of my car, and knowing he had already left, tell her to go inside and yell at the delivery guy. She apparently accepts now that I'm not the delivery guy, and without saying a word, stomps inside, leaving me out there with a pizza with extra pavement for a topping. Not willing to give her the benefit of getting away with this stuff, I follow her inside, curious to know how the staff will handle this, and to get another pizza. Blind Jerk is mid-screech already as I walk in and stand by the door. Apparently, she doesn't believe that the delivery guy had already left, because the dummy outside said he was here. The guy at the counter, Bob, who worked there for a few years and is a nice guy, sees me by the door and asks me if she's telling the truth. I simply tell him this jerk is crazy and owes me a pizza. Bob then assures Blind Jerk that the delivery guy left 5 minutes ago, and apparently she accepts this and starts to walk to the doors. Bob then chimes in and says that since she wouldn't be able to get home before the delivery guy made it there, she could pay here and he'd tell him to just leave it and run. She agrees, mumbling something about them not being as stupid as she thought, though she apparently had a problem with the amount, which wasn't what she was quoted on the phone. Bob told her what was on the receipt: her extra large vegetarian pizza, a 2-liter of Pepsi, my large pizza, and one of those big cookies. Blind Jerk goes crazy at Bob, asking what the hell he was thinking trying to pull that. Bob, somehow managing to keep a straight face, asks her if what I said was true, to which she replies, "So what if it is?" Bob just says, "You break it, you bought it. Simple as that." And Blind Jerk then in a huff turns to try and apparently run away and try to get home in time, but stops dead when she realizes I'm still standing there by the door. I just motion with my fingers for her to turn back around and pay. Bob adds that he could always call the driver and have them lose the pizza. Blind Jerk looked genuinely shocked and said that we were trying to blackmail her. Over a pizza? Really? After a minute of pouting, she caved and paid, swearing at us the whole time. She then stomps out, gets back into her car, and peels out of the parking lot like she was being chased by the cops. And Bob tells me that my new pizza will be about 12 minutes. He then says he added the cookie as a way of apologizing for her, and was surprised that she didn't notice it, and also said he'd go back and void my original order to give me a refund. We laugh, and eventually I get a fresh, hot replacement pizza and the cookie, and go on my way after thanking Bob again for dealing with her the way he did. After writing this up, I realized that Bob never actually called the delivery guy, and that I should ask him about it next time I go in. Story number 2 is called Uniformed postal worker refuses to take competitor's package. Karen unleashes hell. I, a mail carrier, was filling in on another carrier's route one day. On this route is a small business owned by a Karen. Not her real name, obviously, but you get the idea. Karen ships items with us, FedEx, and UPS, whatever her customer prefers. This is understandable. Customer wants, customer gets. The full-time carrier on this route has left notes for anyone filling in and as a reminder for himself to check each item outgoing, because Karen apparently has no idea that USPS, FedEx, and UPS are entirely separate entities, and will just put all of her outgoing packages in one big pile. So I see the note to check, and I do. Mixed in with the stuff for USPS are 2 small packages that are next day air for FedEx, so I take them out and put them aside for the FedEx guy. Karen sees this. Karen is upset by this. So I explained to her that while we do have a system in place to get FedEx items back to FedEx, that it will only slow the items down, and likely cause her customers to not receive them on time. Karen listens to all this, fumes silently for a few seconds, and says, "I demand you take these packages." It does not matter that she's wrong. She is in charge, damn it, and I will do as she says. I stare at her for an equal amount of time, conscious of the fact that my hat, jacket, shirt, and bag all bear the logo of the United States Postal Service, and not FedEx, waiting for the punchline. As it turns out, Karen is the punchline, so I explain again, using very small words, that I would be doing her and her customers a disservice by taking those packages. She then says she'll have my job, showing that she has no idea how union workplaces function, and issues her demand again. To which I say no. I take the packages and letters with proper postage and continue upon the route. 15 minutes later, I get a call from my supervisor. Karen has called to complain that I would not take the outgoing packages. I tell my supervisor I have 7 parcel pickups from her, and only left behind the stuff that wasn't ours. Supervisor says, "Oh, okay." And I figure that's the end of it. I get back to the office that evening, and several of the clerks and supervisor are laughing their butts off. Unsatisfied by the supervisor's reiteration of the fact that the United States Postal Service is not Federal Express, Karen has come in to lodge her complaint in person and demand, again, that we handle her FedEx packages. Upon being told no, she has launched into a screaming fit, left a scathing Google Maps review of that particular post office, then stormed out, leaving behind the 2 packages in question. They sat on a shelf for a week before a FedEx employee came to pick them up. After, I'm told she called that post office and demanded a refund because it was not delivered on time. Story number 3 is called, "Sir, you need to put that baby down." I swear I haven't asked me to help you look, because I get this on a regular basis. I'm at Wonderful Wacky Mart with my wife and 1-year-old daughter. We stop in for a few items we needed for dinner, one of them being marshmallows. I'm wearing sandals, cargo shorts, and a green shirt with a skull on it. Not any of the colors that the store employees wear. My wife grabs the store brand bag of marshmallows, but it's actually the name brand, which was just faced in the store brand spot. So I squat down while holding my daughter and search for the store brand, because it's the exact same thing, but $2 less. Find it, and we move on our way. Then I go back because I forgot to get brown and white sugar. So I take my daughter with me back to the baking aisle. A woman who had been in the aisle previously is still there. To give you a picture of this chick, mid-30s, looks like she had a few kids. She also looks like the type of mother who got married and had kids way too early, and is now trying to go back and relive the early 20s that she feels she missed out on. She's got yoga pants on, but has no business even owning any. Her shirt is bedazzled, and she's got one of those short haircuts where the hair in front is longer than the hair at the back. Also, she's literally wearing a purple sparkle fedora. Because of this, we'll refer to her as PF, for purple fedora. So I'm getting this sugar right, and she comes up to me and tells me she needs me to get something for her. I look at the 10 pounds of sugar in one hand and the 20 pounds of baby in the other arm and tell her, "Sorry, I've sort of got my hands full here." Purple fedora: "I saw you help that other woman, now help me." My wife? You saw me help my wife? Well, I'm more important than her because I'm a customer. What makes you think you're more important to me than my wife? You're a stranger that I've never met. Because I am a customer. So am I. No, you work here. Now put that baby down and help me. And then I just walked away to very unmotivated threats about managers and being fired and calling corporate. Fast forward to the self-checkout and she's in line behind us. We go to the next available register and I hear her asking the guy in charge of the self-checkout, "Does that man with the baby work here?" To which the guy wearing the khaki pants, blue polo, and yellow store vest says, "No, why would you think he works here? He's wearing shorts and a skull t-shirt." She turned visibly red, and my wife and I laughed hysterically for the remainder of our time checking out. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think about these stories in the comment section below. Also, if you have any suggestions for my channel, let me know also in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next video.